So, my dog and I have a message for you lovely people out there. Peanut Butter Cup? Hey, don't we have a message? We have a message for the people. It's about revenge. The message is about revenge and the best type of revenge to get, right? Right? Okay, so let me tell you, the best type of revenge to get on someone or something or a group of people, whatever, who have hurt you or who have harmed you or who have exploited you is to get the revenge without them knowing it. That's the first way. And the other way is to turn that horrible incident of them hurting you or harming you or exploiting you into something that you can use for your own benefit. Right? Right. So it's kind of like taking some type of hurt or harm that someone inflicting on you and using it to your advantage. So turning something bad into something good. So how do you do that? For example, I can tell you. When I was growing up, I grew up around very, very, very racist people. I mean, I got lynch threats growing up. This is in Maryland. This is in the Annapolis, Maryland area. Little white kids used to tell me that they would burn crosses in my yard. They used to graffiti the N-word on my parents' shed. They used to throw rocks at our windows. I never had any friends growing up because of all this racism, right? So, years later, after I moved out of that neighborhood for good, I'm in a much, 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 much better position now than they probably could ever be in their lives. I went to a university ranked in the top 1% in the world. I graduated from, I'm still at a university that's ranked top 1% in the world. I've traveled the world, learned other languages, been featured on the news, state newspapers, have gotten sponsorships from really famous people like Bill Gates, and for my education. And all that torture that I went through growing up as a small child kind of helped me out, because I was so desperate to get out of that horrible environment that I worked really, really hard to do well in school and to get where I am now. Now when I go back to that neighborhood to help my parents out, take care of them a little bit, you know, people always acting like they know me, like, hey girl. I'm like, And, you know, they've seen me in the newspaper, they've seen me featured on TV, you know, in the neighborhood and all that. And now they kind of want to get close and be my friend. And I'm like, no, forget it. And that honestly is the best revenge anyone could ever have. Like, I'm just like, yes, like the tables have turned, right? So the best way to get revenge is to work on you and work really hard, to do everything you can to make sure whatever abuse happened to you doesn't happen again. And I know I'm not here for victim blaming. I'm not saying that victims should take all the responsibility of the perpetrators of the harm that happens to a lot of victims or a lot of just people in general. But I'm saying, if you do that work of transforming the harm into something good and something that works for you, I mean, that's a skill that a lot of people don't have. And once you learn how to take something horrible and turn it into something good, you're unstoppable. And people will want to be around you. And those same people who are harming you, those same people who doubted you, those same people who are trying to take advantage of you will be all in your face, trying to be friends with you, trying to get good with you. And you're going to be like, oh yeah, I remember. And you probably, honestly, I wouldn't reject them. I would suggest that you reject those people when you get to that point. But it feels good. It feels good to not have had to stoop to their level and harm them directly back. So I feel like that's the best way to get revenge, is to turn something bad into something good. Another way I've been able to turn that bad situation into a good situation is telling my story, right? Saying like, you know, I have a program to help students get scholarships and pay very little for university or anything at all, or get paid to be students actually. And I tell students, like, I'm like, listen, if I can grow up in this horrible situation and end up going to an Ivy League school and getting sponsorship from Bill Gates, then, you know, you can too. And people listen to the story. I mean, it's a story with conflict, with a message, and they appreciate that and they pay attention. And I've been able to gain speaking engagements, get paid for this, get paid for the work that I do to help others based off of my story. So if you have any story of abuse or harm, you can use that to propel any initiative you may have, any type of promotion of a project that you may have, of an initiative of yourself, you know. So the best way to get revenge is to be an alchemist and turn something bad into something good. So it's not to directly harm someone back, but it's to transmute that negative energy and those negative things that have happened to you into something good that benefits you. And that is the best way to get revenge. And if, you know, there's another way as well, which is similar, but it's a little subversive, meaning you would somehow get the people who harmed you to act in your favor, but in a subversive, unknown way. I can talk about that a little later if you want to know. Just like leave a comment. I'll come back to this. But it's about time for me to go. I gotta go walk Peanut Butter Cup. I gotta walk the dog. Hey, I gotta walk you now. You want to say bye to the people? Say bye, people. Bye. See you later. All right. See you later. Leave a comment, subscribe, and let me know what you think. I love to hear everything that comes from y'all. So I see you next time. Bye.